Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the CD Racoola show. Here's CD. I mean Johnny, of course. Today we'll be reviewing the hit 1980 film, The Shining. Okay, and all of you guys are well aware by now that old CD is an author by profession, right? Granted, I haven't put any of my novels out yet for you guys to taste, but maybe one day, if you're lucky, I will keep, if you, rather, keep crossing your little fingers. Anywho, as an author, I have a lot of love to give to Stephen King, whom I and many of you out there consider the master of horror. Not a bad title for a human, but no less deserved. He has written countless novels that have been adopted into both film and television. So in 1980, when this film was released, I knew it was going to be a tasty little treat for the senses. And if it was based on the novel written by Mr. King, if I sound like I'm a little Stephen King fan vampy, maybe it's because I am. This film is one of my top horror films of all time. One of the gold standards of the horror film out there, in my not-so-humble opinion. It was directed by Stanley Kubrick. Look at this guy. You don't think he could direct horror? I mean, he could do it as well. The guy looks like he belongs in front of the camera, not behind it. He directed tons of great movies, but some of my favorites, of course, were Spartacus, Full Metal Jacket, and of course, Clockwork Orange. I really should do a review of Clockwork Orange, the film, or maybe the novel of the same name. Who knows what I'll do. Certainly not me. I never know what I'm gonna do. It's pretty good stuff, though, Clockwork Orange, that's for sure. The premise of this film, then we're back to The Shining here, is a family of three, the Torrances, are tasked with taking care of the Overlook Hotel during the off-season. So the place is abandoned, right? And that's when the story gets interesting. When the father, an aspiring writer as well, and a former alcoholic, loses his mind and is helped along by some murderous ghosts of the Overlook, and he begins to try to kill his own family. Let's go ahead and dive right into the cast, shall we? Because all work and no play certainly makes CD a very dull boy. Oh, I'm already having too much fun with this review. I'm going to focus on the main three characters here, the big three of what is known in the movie as the Torrance family, who, as we mentioned before, have been tasked with caretaking, rather, of the Overlook Hotel. By the way, this hotel comes into play in Stephen King's much later novel, Dr. Sleep, when Danny, the young boy, who we'll talk about later, returns back to the hotel to battle Rose the Hat. You really should read or watch The Shining first. Then you can get into all the Dr. Sleep stuff. Dr. Sleep is also very good, by the way, and I highly suggest it. Speaking of the boy with the psychic powers, young Danny Boy, or Danny Torrance as it's called in the film, is portrayed by Danny Lloyd. They're both named Danny, okay. A child actor whom decided to retire at the age of 10. It was too bad, because he was pretty darn good in this film. Red rum! Red rum! Red rum! Okay, I'll shut up now. Okay, I'll shut up. Okay, I'm going to do it. Let's move on with Wendy Torrance. Wendy Torrance is portrayed by Shelly Duvall. I think Shelly Duvall doesn't necessarily get the credit she is do in this film. She has a fantastic look and is one heck of an actor, at least in this film, by the way. Everyone always talks about Jack Nicholson as Jack Torrance, and no doubt he is the star attraction in the film, and killed it as the head caretaker that lost his mind and tried to murder his whole family. But I don't think this film is what it is without the talents of Shelley Duvall. Oh yeah, Jack Nicholson, he's been in a few movies as well, I guess. We'll talk about him. You know what movie I'm a huge fan of, and I definitely have to review of at some point, is Wolf. It's actually a misconception that vampires don't like werewolves. Did you know that? That's not a real thing. In fact, we love werewolves, and some of us more or less keep them around as pets. That's a good doggy. Go get the bone. Go bring me back a spinal cord. But yes, Jack Nicholson is quite amazing in this film. Because, before I forget, I know I said that I was going to do the big three in this film, but I can't forget Scatman Carruthers, who played Dick Halloran in this series. He's got kind of a psychic connection, or a shining, as they call it. It's The Shining, with the child Danny. The character, though, not portrayed by Scatman Carruthers, also makes an appearance in Doctor Sleep. So Scatman, I think he passed on. Maybe I'm wrong there. You guys can comment down below. Scat's acting chops were pretty good. I like him in this film. And the real-life Scatman Carruthers was quite the renaissance man as a musician, actor, and he did some voiceovers as well. Pretty cool guy, if you ask me. Okay, so my favorite scene in The Shining here, here it goes. When Jack enters the forbidden room number 237 and sees the beautiful bathing beauty, then immediately begins smooching on her, and then her flesh begins to putrefy and laugh and rot, and she's laughing hysterically. Pretty cool and a scary little scene as well. Maybe stay out of that room next time, Jackie boy. Comment down below on what's your favorite scene in the 1980 Shining film is. Definitely some good ones in there, that's for sure. And if you haven't seen the film, then shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. I hope you feel shame. In closing here, I really enjoyed this film, as I said earlier. It is one of my favorite horror films of all time, and one of the few horror films that I think are truly gold standard stuff. And I highly suggest you give it a watch, or another watch in most of your cases. I would like to thank you for joining me here on the CD Racoola show, and please don't be a dull boy and hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Come on, people! Go make like Jason Voorhees and chop chop! Please join us next episode when I review Season 1 of The Devil in Ohio. Till next time, make sure you sharpen your axe, just in case you have to chop down a door or two. Bye-bye now, bye-bye.